I believe it's back now. Ah, really? It wasn't even a funny moment for it to blip this time. I appreciate it when it's being silly. Okay, I don't appreciate it. I've never appreciated it, not a single time. The raccoons have been evicted. I assume at this point it's the ghost. Oh.
Yay.
Well, thank you so much for the 9 months, Julian. Sorry, it was on a on a blip note. Gotta stop letting the raccoons live rent-free. They're not! They're not even living here! Unless they've been stealthy. They've learned how to use tools. At least TTS didn't get eaten. Yeah, it's... technology is really funky, honestly.
You recognized our emblem because for many years you lived among us. Indeed, you all but became one of us.
Ooh. Stealing my Wi-Fi? They gotta stop doing that. At the very least, they need to pay for using it. They're just out there playing, like, Star Rail or something. Among Us sus? What are you talking about? I would never murder anybody. Oh, that wasn't me. That wasn't me. Oh, never mind.
You knew as soon as you saw the letter that we, not Uraka, were the ones speaking to you. It threatened you only because you know what you did. Your own guilt convicted you. For you, Cyrus, are a traitor. You once shared your learning with us, and joined us in our mission to revive the might of Hermanubis, to bring new hope, new opportunity.
And then he stole.
But then you betrayed us. You bargained for your independence with your past contributions. And then you left, taking with you Hermanubis' might and the wielder of his power. We both know what I said to you that day. That as the leader, I grant you permission to leave, but that one day, the sands of time will catch up with you. And when that day comes, you must pay the price you owe.
Ooh. Oh, the sound cutting out there is real.
You really know how to hold a grudge.
Hermanubis' might? And the wielder of his power?
Does he mean you? Professor, anything to say?
The moon is right. I came here once before. He rescued me from the brink of death once, many years ago in the desert. When he learned that I was a scholar, he invited me to come here and revive the might of Hermanubis together. It was a great, daring plan, and one shrouded in secrecy. The Temple of Silence had been bereft of Hermanubis for too long. The strength of its faith and its warriors were waning. Bamoon proposed that we implant bar fragments, shards of Hermanubis, into the bodies of suitable vessels. If the experiment was successful, the spirit of Hermanubis would then dwell within the vessel.
Wait, did they do that to kids?
Many believers volunteered themselves for the experiment.
Oh, they did.
But we soon discovered that the bodies of grown adults could not withstand Hermanubis' power. In the end, Bamoon offered his own adoptive grandson. One other child was identified as a suitable vessel, and his parents agreed to release him into our custody in exchange for a small fortune. These two children were our only hope for hosting Hermanubis' power.
Stop experimenting on kids. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna stop.
For many years, the Temple of Silence had been in possession of 2 Ba fragments from Hermanubis. As remnants of his raw power, they were exceedingly rare treasures. The test subjects were sent into a room that had been prepared for the ceremony and instructed to approach the Ba fragments, whose power had been amplified. If, after some time, this power did not repel them, this would mean that they were suitable vessels.
Oh shoot, hi, thank you so much for the raid! Oh no. Can I type fast enough? I can! Nice, you're playing Genshin, hope you had a good time. If you need a rest, go and take that rest, but yeah. Welcome in, we're just doing Cyno Quest Part 2. Things are going down. Kids are getting experimented on again, as one does in Genshin. But yeah. Thank you, thank you. Just, you know, chillin'. I don't know if I should really say chilling after following up with the whole... Oh man, I should not be getting used to the children experimentation.
The original plan was for a 3-stage experiment.
Oh,
Resonance,
run,
implantation,
Ah,
and
I'm gonna talk over this. I'm gonna talk over this as much as I can right now.
The resonance stage went quite smoothly for both candidates.
Okay, flee if you must. Get out. Flee from the spoilers. Otherwise, you know, I did get spoiled on one thing for this quest because of thumbnails in YouTube recommends. Like, come on, it hadn't even been a day at that point. Why put up spoilers so quickly? Anyway, but yeah, take care. And get that dinner.
As the second stage began, I realized a
hope that
decision
you
had to
have
be
left.
made. Should we implant the fragments one at a time? This would allow us to monitor the results after the first round and adjust our plan accordingly. Or alternatively, we could implant each fragment in a different vessel at the same time and compare their effects.
Good old YouTube algorithm. I got like 3 of them. It was the same like thumbnail essentially, because it was the same scene. So all I know is like just a small that small thing, like probably the cutscene, the very beginning of that anyway. I don't know the context around it. I tried to avoid that at least.
But as I was deliberating, both Ba fragments suddenly became active. They glowed with a light we had never seen before. I knew that if they were not implanted right away, they would disintegrate and be gone from the world for good.
Have you considered, my guy, that perhaps it would be better if it would be gone from the world for good? I don't know. Maybe do that instead of putting it into children. Oh, I feel like maybe that's a worthwhile trade.
Our 2 vessels had both
Don't
displayed
call them
great
vessels.
promise by successfully resonating with the fragments. Under the circumstances, the thought of implanting both fragments into the same vessel seemed out of the question. To preserve our faith and our power, we implanted each of them with a single fragment.
Ultimately, I ended the experiment and left, taking one of the children with me.
In recognition of your past contributions, I chose not to send someone to hunt down and kill you both. Your lives were spared, but I have paid a great price for your betrayal ever since. I have always wanted to see you, Cyno. Losing you and your Ba fragment dealt us a devastating blow. We've been in decline ever since you left.
You didn't care about Cyno, you just care about the Ba fragment.
I see. So that's how I gained my power.
Look, in essence, I borrowed your Ba fragment for a decade or so. And now you are seeking justice. If you want to take my life, then so be it. I'm an old man now anyway. But you cannot lift a finger against Cyno. He is the General Mahamatra. Your actions would be seen as a declaration of war against the Academia.
I'm sure you don't remember anymore, dear Cyno, but you've met us all before. You were so young then, when we all gathered around and celebrated the revival of our Lord. You and he, Sethos, you were our final hope.
You'd like me to return my power?
As a follower of Hermanubis, I have allowed this power to remain in the rainforest for far too long. Now, it is time to reclaim it.
I have a feeling I'm not gonna like the way that you're gonna try to reclaim this power.
That power is not yours to reclaim. Cyno was chosen by the gods. You cannot take what they have bestowed.
You are wrong. Cyno was chosen, but he was not the only one. My child, Sethos, has the same gift as he.
So those are your terms for freeing the professor?
Despise me all you want. My sins are my own. The Temple of Silence is an innocent party. It is because of my foolishness all those years ago that the Temple's glory has waned. And now I must take responsibility for the decision I made back then.
So what you're saying is, the power of one Ba fragment is not enough? You're asking me to return the one in my possession, so it can be implanted in him instead?
Hello? I think you're catching the tail end of this quest.
Divine power causes great suffering to those who wield it. How do you know that Sethos would be able to withstand it?
He is no longer a small child. But regardless, this burden is ours to bear. And your objections mean little given that you turned your back on us long ago.
He's no longer a small child. Did it not hit you that the adults were, you know, not compatible? And then you had to resort to kids? Have you considered that maybe aging made it so that he's less receptive to the power? I don't know. Just a shot in the dark. I don't know if this is wise, actually.
Both my heart and mind are telling me that what you are proposing is a terrible idea.
Yeah, right?
However...
Don't listen to him, Cyno. That power is no more yours to give than it is his to take. You have to understand.
I know. But if this is a question of your freedom versus a fragment of power, then... there is nothing to debate.
Sorry to interrupt, but in my view, there are a number of contentions here that still need addressing.
Thank you for being the single brain cell in this moment.
Say that Cyno refuses to return his power, and you also refuse to release Cyrus. Then, we are at an impasse. I find it hard to believe that you went to all this effort without planning for that possibility. You're trying to gauge where we stand while keeping your remaining cards close to your chest. Well, my stance is, put the rest of your cards on the table. Then we can have a discussion.
Wait, those ears. So,
Huh?
we have a descendant of the Valukashuna in our midst. Splendid. Fate smiles upon us after all.
You good, dude?
Everything we have longed for, Hermanubis will provide. Perhaps this very day we'll...
I don't think the gods appreciated him very much. Sand in his throat. That's what happened.
Why is he coughing so much? He looks like he's in really bad shape.
Ramon's condition is critical. Must have been forcing himself to act strong. His eyesight must be failing him too. Otherwise, he would have noticed Tainari's ears right away.
Amun, you...
Take our leader back to his room.
Sethos, you must...
Grandfather, I know what you wish to say. Leave this in my hands. I don't like to drag out conversations, so I'll just cut to the chase. Had Cyrus not stopped the experiment all those years ago, the plan would most likely have been a success. The wisdom of Hermanubis would have been ours. Still, it's no use talking about what-ifs. We cannot change the past. I'm not like my grandfather. The Temple of Silence has a grand legacy and a sacred duty to fulfill. so it's somewhat inevitable for the leader to have an inflated sense of self. But I see things a little differently. I don't believe the temple has the same stature that it once did. Time has worn away at its prestige and changed things almost beyond recognition. So I'm not going to force your hand. You're all free to leave. Except for Cyrus. My grandfather gave him his chance once, and now I'm giving the rest of you yours.
You have courage and wise judgment, kid. Reminds me a lot of Bamoon in his younger years. I truly wish that the temple would take an objective look at the academia of today. You've been to the city yourself. I'm sure you've seen that much has changed for the better. And things will only continue to improve. Why not consider cooperating with the academia once more?
Once burned, twice shy. I really can't blame them.
If you hadn't betrayed my grandfather, I might well be open to persuasion. But it's a bit too late for that now, Cyrus.
Tighnari made a good point earlier. He said there has to be more to your plan than this, and I agree. All you and Ba-Moon are after is the Ba fragment. The professor will accept whatever fate you deem fit for him out of a sense of guilt. I am the one who has a choice to make. And that's how it was always going to be. Ultimately, you want to trade the Ba fragment for the professor, correct?
I'm glad to see you're giving it some serious consideration.
I won't forsake my professor, nor do I intend to run from a problem that I must face sooner or later. Give me one night to make my decision.
That works. Then I'll be waiting to hear your verdict, Cyno. Oh, my grandfather still has a fair few things he wants to say to Cyrus, so I'll be escorting him back now.
Are you sure about negotiating with him?
I need to think this through. Everyone, let's meet again later tonight. Until then, take some time for yourself.
Alright, well, don't put too much pressure on yourself, Cyno. If you need any help working things out, just come and find us.
Wait until night. It didn't say the next day, so... Okay. Huh. Now there's other people here. Wait, where... There we go.
I've taken some time to reflect on this. If I had to guess, Professor Cyrus came to the desert knowing that he would almost certainly never return. He's a stubborn man who tends to double down when he feels strongly about something. We won't get anywhere trying to convince him to escape.
I agree. My master Nephis says the same thing. Once Cyrus makes up his mind about something, he won't listen to reason.
So that's one thing. A few other things come to mind too. You've heard all you need to hear about the Temple of Silence. So on that, I don't have anything to add. My own memories of this place are hazy though. Probably something to do with the overpowering presence of the Ba fragments. That might explain why I suffered from constant headaches and fevers as a child.
I guess taking on half of the power of the gods would do that to you. Hello.
I do remember having some fleeting moments of profound emotion when vague images would appear in my mind. But I don't recall much, only bits and pieces. I was still young then, and all I could understand was that there was a strong will inside my mind. Thinking back on it now, I suppose it was Hermanubis' way of trying to encourage me, even if we couldn't communicate. The power that came to inhabit my spirit was probably one of the cornerstones of their whole faith. So if the will and might of Hermanubis is a real, intangible thing, and they are its rightful worshippers, then...
You're not gonna give in to their demands, are you? Surely there has to be another way.
No. I have no intention of returning it. I need this power to protect Sumeru. But the temple has the right to make the final decision over its fate, since it belongs to one of the 7 pillars of King Deshret. So I will challenge them head-on, and win the right to wield this power for myself, fair and square.
This reminds me of something Alhaitham mentioned to me just before we left. He said that the Temple of Silence was originally founded by the ruling elite of the day. Traditionally, such organizations are bound by a strict and ancient code of nobility. Kaveh has made similar observations about the desert tribes from his work trips there. He says many of them have their own internal rules. They talk about the importance of never dishonoring their tribal bonds, or the rules laid down by their ancestors. I think we could turn that to our advantage. Go back to them with a proposal of our own.
Wow, and just like that, we've turned the tables on them.
But do we know the internal rules that they have?
Looks like we have the same idea.
Maybe close enough that we have something to offer.
Turn it back on them now while we still can, in terms that they cannot refuse. That's how we
Poppy?
win this.
From me or from the game? Uh-oh. Oh no. Not the audio things again. Uh-oh. Game audio? Game audio? Oh no, I don't know how to fix that one. Oh shoot. Cause like, if it was the mic, I could probably fix that. Oh no, what do I do about that? Do I like... What if I... What if I do that and then move it back? Is it a little better? Maybe just resetting that work? Oh dear. Oh, okay, cool. Turned it off and on again. I literally did nothing else. Great. Thanks, game. Or OBS, I guess.
Great. And I know just how to start the conversation. Let's go find Sethos. We'll tell him that I know a thing or two about medicine and would like to take a look at his grandfather's condition.
I mean, it seems that Tighnari is, like, of importance as well. So... might be a decent conversation starter. Oh, you have nothing to say. Okay. Well... Can I just fall? Oh, okay, that's not a pit. Over yonder. Alright.
Sethos, let's talk.
Imagine if we didn't know which door we were supposed to go to, and this is like the 4th door that we're just like, Sethos!
Have you made up your mind?
We'll get to that, but first, I have some degree of medical training, so I was wondering if you might let me take a look at your grandfather?
I have no objections, although we do have our own doctors here. I doubt you'll be able to tell us anything we don't already know.
Only one way to find out.
Follow me. Keep your voices down. We don't want to disturb him.
Let's talk outside. Bamoon has fallen into a deep coma, and his prognosis is quite grave. I'm sure that your physicians have come to the same conclusion. He appears to have sustained a serious injury in his youth, which has been exacerbated over the years by the heavy burden of work and now by the effects of old age. Regretfully, I must inform you that based on what I've seen with patients in a similar condition, he doesn't have long left. A few days at most.
Yeah. I've known for a long time.
You're his heir, aren't you? You clearly have a lot of respect for the man. But you also see things differently. You have a broader range of concerns and a more pragmatic approach. So tell me how we can end this on your terms. Let's find a way to bring all this to a resolution while Bamoon is still alive to see it. That's what really matters to you. I know it.
Yeah, there's no time to waste here. You know that better than anyone.
You know, the two of you are actually in a very similar predicament right now. Both of you have a very different perspective from the men who raised you.
Right. And you didn't create this situation. They did, but somehow you've ended up having to make the tough decisions.
You're right. We both look at this problem very differently than the people we inherited it from. I accept, Cyno. This all began because of Hermanubis. So let's end it with the rite he himself created. Legend has it that when Hermanubis first arrived in Tuletula, he sparred with the city's residents. He and his two companions proved their mettle by fighting over several days, winning the support of many fine people. That group of supporters were some of the first members of the Temple of Silence, and the sparring matches were enshrined as one of our founding rites, the rite of duels. It's where it all began.
Sounds very fitting. I'm in.
As a fellow vessel of Hermanubis, your ties to the Temple of Silence run deep. So I will permit you to participate in this rite, along with your chosen companions.
3 against 3. Sounds good.
However, I have some additional terms. As the challengers, you must win all 3 of your fights to win. And Cyno, both of us must put our Ba fragment on the line. The winner takes them both. Letting Cyrus leave with one of the Ba fragments was a mistake, made by my grandfather out of pity. It is a long-standing issue that must be addressed for the Temple of Silence to move forward. I can make no concessions on that front.
None needed. We're on the same page. If I win, the Temple of Silence must release Cyrus, and consider this past dispute resolved. If you win, I'll return my power to you.
It's a deal. Then let's meet at the ceremonial hall tomorrow evening, 8 o'clock.
In a different timeline, in a different universe, this Rite of Duels is absolutely a TCG match.
Well, after how that went, there's definitely no turning back now.
There never was. Turning back hasn't been an option for me since the moment the professor slipped away to return to the desert.
You have to win. You need this power, both as General Mahamatra and for yourself.
Yeah, that's right. Besides, it stayed with you ever since you were a small child. Surely that's a sign it thinks of you as its rightful owner.
Both as General Mahamatra and for myself. Yeah, when you put it that way, I've had to overcome a lot to tame this power and claim it for myself. Not everyone could have done that.
Exactly.
Yeah, we'll help.
The Traveler and I will never lose.
And neither shall I. The desert was home to an ancient and great civilization that, for a variety of reasons, fell out with the civilization of the rainforest. It's just as Dia said. Prejudice has pushed people apart. But there must be personal factors at work here too. I can't shake the feeling that Bamoon cares for many more things than he lets on. And I don't think that Sethos is any kind of villain. He's just doing what he thinks is best.
Oh, that's how TCG started. We're reinventing TCG. To make a new
Tomorrow,
card game.
everything will be resolved.
Oh. Wait until the next day. What was the time? It was like this to midnight or something? If I got the time wrong, I'm gonna have to wait another rotation. Oh, I better not. Okay. Alright. Ceremonial hall. Ceremonial hall. It is over here. Oh, the people are gone. I guess they must all be in the ceremonial hall? Oh wait, I should probably bring up a team for this. Just in case. They've all turned to dust. Okay, let's just, sure. I'll just quick set up this one, whatever. I'm assuming that they're gonna let me use Cyno in this fight. So, unless they give me Traveler and Tainari to work with, who should I use? Hyper Bloom? Hyper Bloom? Question mark. Maybe? Maybe? Whatever floats my boat. What's wrong with using a crystallized team? Well, the reason is because, they're very low level and can't really do anything. Sure. Bold of you to assume my boat is not filled with holes and is slowly sinking to the bottom of the sea. You know what? I always take Kazoo.
Sounds good to me.
Time for Amber to shine! Ironically, Amber is more built than some of those other characters.
We gather
The submarine,
on
but it
this
has
day
holes.
to perform once more the rite of duels, with the greatest of all sages, Lord Hermanubis as our witness, for his power and authority is present in our midst.
I don't know why, but part of me kind of wants like Hermanubis to just be like, you know, watching this and going, I don't want my kids to fight. I split it for a reason. What is wrong with you all?
This is our most sacred of ceremonies, and no disruption from the audience shall be tolerated. It is incumbent upon all to observe the duel with the utmost respect and reverence throughout the proceedings. Representing the Temple of Silence, the Defenders.
Grandfather, you're here.
Desert Sage's Spear. Yeah, I don't have it. I don't think I have any of the limited 5-star weapons at all, actually.
A rite of duels after all these years. I am surprised by your decisions, Zethos.
I guess he's not in a coma.
I know what I'm doing, Grandfather.
Oh, it's the freeze.
Just leave it to me.
Shoot, maybe I will check that one out.
Representing the Academia, the Challengers.
Oh, look at our poses. We're so stylish.
Ready. We will fight to have our voices heard.
Warriors, take your positions and decide on the order of battle. We come not to debate what brings our challengers here, nor what will become of the defeated duelists. Duelists, the might of Hermanubis himself is at stake here. Now, fight. Fight until the rightful victor is proclaimed.
Thank you for the follow. Oh.
Huh? Are you sure?
I agree. He's very strong. Sending him out first will definitely intimidate the opposing side.
Okay, then you're second.
Sure.
We have decided.
So have we. Let's begin.
Duelists of the first bout, please step forward.
Pulls out dual disc. Leave it to me.
Don't forget, safety first!
Oh!
Hey, you there! You better play nice with them or Paimon will make you regret it!
Little bit too much chatter from the audience over there.
Huh. I wasn't expecting them to be using mushrooms, I won't lie. I'm assuming that the things over there are for bloom purposes. Probably. Oh, is that it?
A swift end to
I
the
thought I was
first
fighting
bout.
a person.
I now invite the duelists of the second bout
Why was
to
I fighting
please
mushrooms?
step forward.
Were the mushrooms like members of the Temple of Silence? Am I just being discriminatory? Am I the jerk here?
When you're both ready, you may begin.
Let's begin.
Oh, I
Watch
didn't
out.
have to make a team at all. I've never used Tainari. Wait, hold on.
He drank plenty of water before the bout, so he should be fine.
Okay, one charge. Sure.
Keep up. One with the force.
I think that makes the decoy thing? See you. Whoop. Nope, you cannot Nope, nope, no. No, you can't. Alright. Genjo Ganyu. I don't have Ganyu either.
Thus ends the second bout. We will now move to the third bout. Duelists, please step forward.
Tainari's signature bow works with Melt Ganyu. Huh. A bow you can't pull anymore. Wait, isn't that the... Oh, no, it isn't that one.
I'm ready.
Huh. It's only ever been on 2 banners. Oh. Oh, the music?
So am I.
This is the final
Okay.
stage of the rite. I remind you both that the terms you agreed upon in advance are binding. When you're both ready, you may begin.
I am Sethos, vessel of Hermanubis, grandson of Bamoon, the leader of the Temple of Silence. For many years, we have kept our covenant with Lord Hermanubis by guarding the secrets of King Deshret. And even in our darkest hour, when we could not see a way forward, we chose not to abandon hope, but to embark on a brave new experiment so that we might prevail. We earnestly sought Lord Hermanubis' wisdom and power, longing to see his spirit and his light descend upon us. Now, I will fight to become the rightful wielder of that power.
I am Cyno, General Mahamatra of the Academia, student and successor of Cyrus, the Sage of Spontamod. I fight in defense of my power, my professor, and my nation. And you. I think you left some things unsaid. This is a sacred duel.
Just
And
has her own
Hermanubis is
monologue.
watching. So bare your soul.
No.
Everyone, old and young, fit and frail, they're all waiting to see how this duel will end. My grandfather is a wise leader. He is also known to be a ruler who is not afraid to get blood on his hands. I understand his beliefs well, and I know what he expects of me. But our faith has held us back for too long. After I grew up, I went to the rainforest once, and I saw for myself the people of the city. Times have changed. The people of Sumeru are happier and more free now than in the past. I thought about this as I stood at one of the tallest points in the city, gazing down at the streets below. Then I thought of you, Cyno. You and I both wield the same power. The
Oh.
lives we lead could not be more different.
Wait, look at the composition of this shot. Like the way that the pillar splits them up, and then like one side is kind of more enclosed, kind of like the the academia, while the other is like out in the desert. That's actually very cool.
Each Ba fragment of Hermanubis stands for something different. Might, glory, and one of many other secrets that have yet to be revealed.
Cinnamon topography. The cinnamon topography.
I once thought that the nature of our fragments must be
Cinnamon
what
challenge
makes
is getting
us so
wild.
different from one another. But maybe it's that you've found your answer, and I am still searching for mine.
I am more than just a warrior. I am my own person.
Exactly.
Self-care.
The name Hermanubis has left its mark on both of us, shaped the course of our lives. We are his vessels, and yet we are more besides.
Oh, desert is just one big ol' cinnamon challenge.
So show me your answer, Cyno. Show me I can be more than my faith, more than the power I wield. Show me the person I can become!
You know, this is what happens when you tell your grandkid that he's a vessel for some greater divine being's power. You give him an existential crisis.
Bring it on!
Alright. Oh, cutscene, okay. Oh, they have opposing colors too.
That's all you've got? What happened to searching for your answer?
Huh? Oh, they're both spear wielders too.
Fight's over. Do you yield?
You won.
Well then, looks like you found your answer.
Oh, and his drip marketing, he has a bow.
I
How did
give
he
his
pull out a
glory
spear?
to you.
Sorry.
I've seen that light. That is the light of our Lord, the great Hermanubis, priest over all other priests. His spirit dwells within that lightning, and his will lives on. Once a warrior of Tynar, he emerged from the barren
Tynar?
desert sands to serve the god
Tynar?
king Al-Ahmar. After the death of the god king, Hermanubis gathered his followers and the Tynarian priests
Oh.
and led them to the city of Tule-Tula. There, they founded the Temple of Silence. And from that day forth, we became stewards of all knowledge that survived from King Deshret's civilization. Barely a century passed before war ravaged the desert. One by one, Eremite leaders took up arms against each other in battles that would devour what little remained of their civilization. only the wise city of Tule Tula was spared under the guiding hand of the Tainarians. But peace did not last. Coveting the knowledge of King Deshret, the beasts set their eyes on Tule Tula. The king of Gurabad laid siege to the city and ordered the sages to surrender to him the Temple of Silence as proof of his victory. The ruling elite colluded with their oppressors, betraying the temple so as to hold on to their rule over the city. They declared that the knowledge guarded by the temple was the true cause of corruption. These were dark days, and we faced enemies on all sides. Our lord had long since exhausted his strength, keeping the forbidden knowledge introduced by King Deshret at bay. To ensure the temple's continued survival, he broke his being into many pieces and began the ceremony of Hermanubis' legacy, bestowing his power upon his mortal followers. With this power, the temple was able to defeat the tyrant's army. Yet, we were not hailed as heroes. Strange and unfamiliar as this power was, it struck fear into the people's hearts and drove them to reject us. In the end, the people of the temple and the Tule Tula Tainarians left the city for good and made their way to the rainforest. What followed next was inevitable. The elite of Tule Tula fell and were decimated. War engulfed the desert. And we wandered from place to place, always in hiding, all the while keeping close watch over our secrets and staying true to our mission. Betrayal forced us out of the desert and into the forest. Then mistrust drove us from the forest into the desert once more. We have lived in exile for far, far too long. Yet, today, the
maybe you should
Temple
stop
of
monologuing.
Silence
You don't
has
sound
borne
okay.
Witness to the glory of Hermanubis once more.
Dude.
Thank you.
How is it? Do you feel okay?
Did he just... Oh. Oh, shoot. Yeah.
Grandfather.
Oh, okay. Whew.
Hey, Sethos. You'll get through this.
I know. I'll miss him.
I'm sorry for your loss, yeah.
I guess you were prepared for this. It's been a long time coming, huh?
Yeah, he's been on death's door for a very long time now. I think it was only through sheer willpower that he managed to hold on to this point. At least, he was able to see this chapter come to a close before he passed.
What's next for you?
Per my grandfather's last wishes, the Temple of Silence should submit to whoever possesses the largest number of Hermanubis fragments. That entitles you to be our new leader, Cyno.
I'll give Paimon credit that Paimon's gotten better at it since, Fontaine. She's trying.
But that's never going to work, as I'm sure you realize. I'm the General Mahamatra. I am needed back at the Academia. I did foresee this possibility, and I gave it some thought. The fact is, I know next to nothing about the staff, records, and environment here. As such, I am ill-suited to be your leader, Sethos. I believe the honor should go to you. Were it not for this duel, or indeed if you had other intentions, the Ba fragments would most likely be in your hands by now.
Huh?
I'm sure Ba-Moon never meant for anyone but you to be his successor.
Oh shoot, June, hi! Uh-oh. Run! There are probably spoilers. Hello. Thanks for popping by. This is the very, very end of the new Cyno quest, so, escape if you want to avoid that. Thank you for the follow. Spoilers beware! Oh, I see what's happening. You know, like... I will stay on the screen while you escape, jump ship, take the life rafts, get out! You put a cat in a box? You put a cat in a box? That is very great. That is excellent. Excellent news. Where am I? In a different box. A building. Buildings are just big boxes, right? I think that counts. I think that, that this works out. Colonel, I'm in a box. No. I'm not staying up till then. If you think about it, the universe is just the biggest box of all. Exactly! There was a Meowdy in game? Oh my gosh! That's perfect. That's wonderful. That's amazing. It's funny because I got Meowdy from Final Fantasy XIV. No, that's not my line. I stole that from Final Fantasy XIV. That's a thing that a lot of people say in getting into duty with people. They just say Meowdy in chat, and that's where I just got it from. That's the secret. That's the trick. I'm always a nerd. Nothing I do is original. Okay, I think I bought enough time for people to get out. So, I'm gonna keep going now. Last warning. Continuing onward. Oh, thank you for the follow. The CarCon. CarCon doesn't sound like a cat thing. CatCon? That just sounds like a convention for cats. I'll work on that.
You really think so?
I do.
Still, I didn't think Ba-Moon
Yeah,
looked very
God.
surprised by the final result. Perhaps he had an inkling that this would be the way things end.
CatCon sounds like... It sounds like Capcom, you're right! Wait, I got it. It's the Nyarcon. Eh?
Well, in any case,
Con.
since the Ba fragments are with me now, I guess I can call the shots. Sethos, I would like you to succeed Ba-Moon as the new leader of the Temple of Silence. You are more suited to the role than I, and I have complete faith that you will be an excellent leader. Just think of it as doing me a favor.
But doesn't that render everything that we've been through up to now meaningless?
A little bit. Everything, but with closure. You get closure, that's what you get. The Aranara-con? No. Absolutely not. As leader, my first act is to step down as leader. Absolutely not. And you know what? That's fair. I would do the same thing.
No, it doesn't. This experience has allowed us to become friends, which means that the Academia and the Temple of Silence will become partners once more. That's a much bigger deal than you might think, Sethos. You said yourself, times have changed. You have to believe that things can change for the better here at the temple too.
I will try. To be honest, I couldn't have asked for a better outcome.
Actually, Part of me wonders whether Bamoon's intentions from the very beginning was just to create enough pressure to force us towards a duel. That way, no matter who won, one of us would have to surrender our Ba fragment, and the power of Hermanubis would be concentrated in one single person. Had you won, the Temple of Silence would have doubled its strength. And were I to win, he correctly anticipated that I wouldn't suddenly drop everything to become the leader of the temple, much less integrate the temple into the academia by force. He knew that the temple's future would depend not just on the guidance of Hermanubis, but the support of the academia too. So he made it his responsibility to ensure his successor would be free from the burdens of the past. His plan meant that whoever ended up succeeding him, they would have an easier time interacting with the academia. With one single letter, he lured out the professor. No matter what happened after that, it would result in a net benefit to the temple.
Crafty.
And here I thought the General Mahamatra wouldn't care for all these trivial details. You're absolutely right. Grandfather and I considered this from every angle. We had to find a way to mend our relationship with the academia. In that sense, the right of duels was just a means to an end. Thank you for everything, Cyno. As a gesture of our gratitude, to those that you and Lesser Lord Kusanali deem worthy, I will grant the honor of access to the Temple of Silence for their pursuit of knowledge. The Temple of Silence has a wealth of information on King Deshret's civilization, more than any other organization in existence today. In times when you need information that only we can provide, we will be here to support you. But you must be exceedingly careful with your selection of candidates, lest you lead humanity to repeat the same mistakes. By the way, Tainari, my grandfather was so happy to see you. You are a descendant of the Veluka Shuna, and we are the heirs to the will of Hermanubis. The story goes that King Deshret chose the sage Hermanubis from among the Tainarians and appointed him as his familiar. He went on to fight many valiant battles with his Tainarian companions. They always stood by each other, from the founding of the Temple of Silence to the fall of Tuletula. The Tainarians who left Tuletula joined their human counterparts in the rainforest. A few centuries later, when some of the group returned to the desert, many of the Tainarians chose to stay and put down roots in the rainforest. In all likelihood, those were your ancestors.
How fascinating. My father once mentioned that I was named after the Tainarians, but I never knew that my forebears had such a history with the Temple of Silence.
I would say less species and more just a race of peoples.
I like this story.
And Archon gets easy access to records about forbidden knowledge in ancient kingdoms that already kind of screwed over things once before. That's definitely gonna be a very good thing. At least we can get Alhaitham to show up. I think he'll like this place.
By the way, has anyone seen Cyrus?
Listen, it's like in Pokemon, where all the Pokemon are just the name of the Pokemon.
Yes, Cyrus. You'll probably find him in my grandfather's room. He wouldn't show it in front of me, but I think he still has many fond memories of my grandfather.
If it's true that you and your grandfather really planned for everything to turn out this way, then I guess he didn't really resent Cyrus as much as he appeared to.
Then why did his guy break his knees? Cyrus is old. You can't just push him down onto the stone floor.
Who knows? Perhaps all of us. You, me, and Cyrus. We're all just pawns in my grandfather's plan to set things straight. He was awful like that.
Someone's got to make the decisions when history is at a crossroads.
The knee breaking was a favor for Zahadi. This was for my tomato plants.
I will make a detailed report on all of this to Lesser Lord Kusanali,
Method
and
acting.
arrange for an official delegation from the academia to come and meet you in the desert. I'm sure you'll have lots to attend to in the days ahead. But once things return to normal, please come and visit the rainforest again. You should stay for a few days this time, and start to build some relationships. If we're going to work together, both sides have to get to know one another better.
I will. Alright, well, bye for now, everyone. I'll be seeing you.
You know, I don't get why the expressionists play us like a fiddle, because, like, a violin is not actually the easiest instrument to play. I don't know.
See you soon.
Oh, it's because
Come
you're
hang out
stringing
with
them
us
along.
anytime.
It's because you string them along. Okay, never mind. I get the expression now. Nahida's just getting Hakai to do his homework. No. Nahida is getting Hakai to go and, like, ferry books to people from the top shelves.
Grandfather, we did it. We achieved what we set out to do. From this day on, the Temple of Silence has the chance to work with the Academia once more. Real change. Real opportunities. They are now within our grasp.
Or socialize with people? No, Nahida's smart enough to not fight a losing battle. We achieved what we had to do. We broke Cyrus's knees for Sayadi. Socializing is his homework. Well, no wonder he hasn't been getting it done. I think I'm good. Let's just go back to the Academia, wrap this up. I am quite over my time. Farazan being Hakai's teacher makes me think that Hat Guy would actually be forced to do work. I feel like they would really not like each other, and it would be really funny. Oh good, I'm on the roof again. So... Aha! This time I didn't get lost. Nice. I don't actually watch a lot of stuff anymore, to be perfectly honest. The only student that Farazan canonically has is Layla. And also Kale. Kind of. Sort of? A little bit. Yeah, it'll make up for Friday.
What were you thinking,
Oh,
gallivanting
hi.
off into the desert alone at your age? What if you take the bucket, hmm? You told not a soul what you were up to, designated nobody to handle your affairs, and left everyone scrambling frantically to try and figure out how on earth to clean up the colossal mess you'd made.
Oh, please, will you stop your yelling? What other choice did I have?
What do you mean, what other choice? Do you mean to tell me that after all your years of learning, and sagehood no less, the only idea you could conjure up in that white-haired walnut of yours was to shoot off into the unknown like some hot-headed 20-year-old adventurer? A one-man suicide mission, hmm? That's the best idea that one of the finest minds of a generation could come up with, is it? It astounds me that you survived the journey, and you're lucky that Ba Moon didn't finish you off when you arrived.
All right. Honestly, the way you're going off on me, it's like you wish you'd been there to lend him a hand. Does it mean nothing to you that I'm your colleague and former classmate?
I've got nothing more to say. What's the point of berating an old bag of bones?
What do you mean, bag of bones? I'm a flesh and blood hero who, despite his old age, saved our General Mahamatra from being stripped of his powers. Okay, look. Fine, I admit it, I was in the wrong. How can I make it up to you? What about, a month's work at the Academia?
1 month? Try 3.
Minari's master is really laying into Cyrus. Let's give them a wide berth.
We're too young to get involved. Yeah, sure, Traveler. Sure, 500 plus. Whatever.
Professor brought this on himself. Don't pay any attention to him.
Wow, I haven't seen Master get this riled up in a long time. The last time he chewed someone out like this must have been back when I was still a student.
I think I'll go around and update everyone, tell them the situation's resolved. Want to come with me? We can go for dinner afterwards. My treat. You in?
Oh, hey, Kolei's in the background.
Makes sense. I'm in.
Yeah, sure.
Paimon's coming too! Let's go!
Wait, follow? Oh wait, Farazan is here! Everyone is here!
Hey, Kale.
Like, that's... I think the... how many... Is it just Dory? Is Dory the only one that didn't show up? That's like everyone else, right? Everyone has been in here at least once now. Except Dory. Dory, Layla, and Nilu. Okay. We've brought up Layla so many times that I think my brain has just kind of... interpreted it as Layla having been here. Oops. Nahida was technically name-dropped.
Ah, you're back! Well, look who we have here. Would you mind explaining to me what has been going on this past few days? I heard you all ran off into the desert and got embroiled in a major catastrophe.
All taken care of.
That does not answer my question. How could you be so careless? That goes for you as well. Yes, and you too.
Oh, I love how we tried to avoid getting chewed out and we're getting chewed out more.
When you run into problems, you really ought to ask for help, you know? I've been around the block. Don't you think it would have made sense to involve me? And let's not forget, I know the desert like the back of my hand.
Hatsune Grandma is more mad that we didn't bring her with us rather than us getting into trouble.
Now would not be a good time to attempt to argue with Farazan.
You're right.
Madam Farazan.
Mm-hmm. It's not the first time that I've had to talk to you about this sort of thing either. You need to learn that there are times when the right thing to do is get a more experienced member of staff involved. Do I make myself clear? Because if you don't,
Kale, please do something.
He's giving me the signal. All right, guess it's time to play my ace in the hole.
Sibling behavior.
Say, Madam Farazan, I can see you're pretty upset, but, I was just wondering, remember that time you offered to give me a tour of the academia? Does that offer still stand? Huh?
Farazan could never be angry at Kale. Favorite grandchild right here.
Wait, did I hear that right? Kale, you remember? Wonderful. Well, of course the offer still stands. Come on. Madam Farazan will show you around the old classrooms.
Grandma's gonna show you around. Tell you some stories about the old times.
Poor Kale getting dragged off like that. Also, check out Farazan acting like some sort of official academia tour guide.
Kale! Cup.
Cup?
Huh? What? Oh, right!
Code word?
What do you mean, cup? You need a cup. I can get you a cup.
Grandma can get you anything.
Oh, it's nothing. Just Master's way of reminding me to stay hydrated while I'm out and about.
Oh, cup. Well, stay hydrated.
It's code for let's reconvene at the cafe. Tainari and I used it while we were in school, and it's become something of a family tradition now.
Aw, family tradition?
Oh, that's kind of fun.
That's cute.
Mm-hmm. 2 people left. Let's bring them along too.
Kaveh and I'll hate them. Just watch, we're gonna bump into Dory, Layla, and Nilu all at once. I don't know how. Oh, I thought there were stairs. There are not stairs. Here are the stairs. Up this way. No, it's not it takes a village to raise her. It's that the entire village wants to raise her. Alright, where am I going? Where am I on this map, actually? Kale is just everyone's kid. Oh, maybe shoot, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Whoop, that not quite what I meant to do, but, Sure, this is now how I'm doing this. Circle around this way. I really should stop going to the wrong teleport, but, I will continue to get that wrong. Welcome to Sumeru, where I continue to be lost. At all times. Oh, I do recognize this, though. Wait. Oh, wait, no, that's just back in here again. Wait, I thought... Where am I going? Oh, I'm going into the... I'm an idiot. I thought it was somewhere outside. Oh, I'm dumb. Okay. It's easier to teleport to the top and then glide down. That's what I've been doing, but I keep getting lost because I keep, like, taking the wrong path. Hey guys, what's up? You want to go to a new library?
Am I hallucinating? Or do I see Kaveh and Alhaitham engaged in diligent studying?
This table is huge.
We're just reorganizing all the books we used.
So are those
Look,
chairs.
there's a whole mountain of them.
There's no rush. Nobody reads these books anyway.
My sincere thanks to you both.
Make a U-turn. Keep left. Recalculating. Jump off cliff.
Yes, with your help, we resolved the issue rather swiftly and painlessly. And the outcome was better than we could have hoped for.
I see. The Temple of Silence resorted to rather unique means of self-preservation. It explains how they managed to remain hidden for so many years.
Oh, thank you. It's a temporary one, but it is a very cute one.
And it sounds like they managed to preserve a whole load of ancient documents as well. I'd love to go check those out if I ever had the chance.
That day will come. The Temple of Silence is a hugely important organization, and we'll be sure to maintain good relations with them in the future. Now, as a token of my appreciation, I'd like to treat everyone to coffee.
Sounds good.
Yeah, sounds great. Although after the last few days, I don't know if I can handle another coffee. But I can just order something else.
How much coffee have you had in the past couple of days, Kaveh? Probably not for this model, just because it's a temporary one, and once I get the other one, I'm not gonna switch back to this one, probably.
Sure. Let's go.
Yeah, I might add one for that model, or maybe make an emote for it or something. A couple of options. Oh wait, I can just teleport. Nope, not that one. This one. Too much caffeine? Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm just wondering how little Kaveh has slept the couple of days. Which, you know what? I do get it. I, too, probably need more sleep.
And then, the Traveler just pounced on their opponent and knocked him right out cold!
Yeah, it was wild because it was mushrooms instead of people.
Then there was Tainari. He put up an amazing fight, too! We ended up winning all 3 bouts! Whoa! Part of me wishes I'd been there to see it, but I'd have been biting my nails off worrying about you guys.
A truly edifying account of the events. Bereft of detail, but it has livened up the room all the same.
Hey, Paimon included all the juicy details. The Traveler just pounced and then waved their sword like this, then spun around and blocked.
Despite winning 3 bouts in a row, you still ceded the position of leader to him. That's very dignified of you, Cyno.
Of course. Being dignified comes with being a true champion.
I got to be a champion too for once. I've not sparred much with desert folk before. It was a pretty unique experience.
Yeah! Huge place! It felt like something right out of an epic poem!
Is Sethos gonna...
Imagine this. It was like there was...
Maybe save that one for later, Paimon. Dessert's here.
Everyone enjoys each other's company and the General Mahamachi's generosity.
I think that'll do me for today.
Shall we stop off at the House of Dana again before heading home? We should probably finish putting all those books back.
My thoughts exactly. See you around.
When did they add blocking? Now, offense is the best defense.
I should get going as well. See you all later. Make sure you get some good rest tonight.
I need to go say thanks to the Core 30 for their help. Also, Sir Nephis says he wanted to introduce me to some of the Academia's work processes. So, I gotta dash too.
Kali's come a long way. She's much more confident at dealing with other people these days.
Everyone's a work in progress. You never stop learning.
Yeah, true.
This is what happens. You gotta school other people. Because Kaveh is, like, incredibly sleep deprived.
That was good. It feels like everything's finally wrapped up now. Life is all about these moments when you can finally relax and hang out with good friends after a job well done. And also, those desserts Cyno got, they were really good. Paimon definitely needs more of those in the future.
Do you three have anything planned for the rest of the day? If not, would you come somewhere with me?
Okay.
That's a secret for now. Wouldn't want to spoil the surprise.
Okay, I think I can guess what you're talking about. It'll definitely be a nice surprise.
Huh?
Well, now Paimon's curious. Come on, let's go.
Okay. Back to this teleport once again, where I'm probably gonna get lost. Once again. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. This is to Nahita's chambers, right? Never mind. This is a tree trunk.
Been a while since I last made my way up here.
Wow, look at this place! We're so high up!
Need any help?
Well timed.
As you wish.
That's a nice spot, isn't it?
What a great view! We're so high up, we can see for miles!
Traveler,
Mm-hmm.
turn around.
Okay, yeah, no, the sunset's pretty beautiful.
This is my secret base. Somewhere I only bring my best friends. When I was a student, I used to slip away and climb up here all the time, just to clear my head. I was quite young then, and hadn't made too many friends yet. Back then, I had a lot of the same questions that Sethos was asking. Who am I? Why do I have this power? And what should I be fighting for? Our gifts help us to find our rightful place in the world. That was my experience. And I'm sure Sethos will figure things out in his own time, too.
As long as Hermanubis' power endures, we will remain inextricably linked to the Temple of Silence.
You two really are like brothers.
I feel the same way.
You're one tough cookie.
Of course. I see no need to be humble when it comes to the facts.
Yeah, and you don't crumble either. 'Cause cookie crumble.
I still remember one time when we came up here to chat and do our homework. Cyno accidentally dropped a fruit. Luckily, he has fast reflexes, so he caught it just in time.
That was the one and only time. Nothing will ever slip through my fingers again.
Drops the spear.
Those were good times. I kinda miss the student life.
You know, Paimon really shouldn't be able to imagine Cyno doing something like that, but for some strange reason, the mental image is coming through clear as day.
Then make it stop. There's somebody there.
Oh, it's Cyrus.
It's Professor Cyrus. You guys carry on without me. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Oh, did he just jump?
Hey, you're not supposed to jump down.
That's what I do.
Careful.
Do a flip! Oh. Wait, look at the Cyno boat? I did not.
I can't believe how stupid I look in this one.
Probably no plus again.
Professor, what are you muttering to yourself about?
Cyno, just the man I'm looking for. Guess what I found in some old notebooks?
Some old photos?
Oh, baby Cyno!
Can you believe it? This notebook was just sitting in a pile of odds and ends in the sage's office. I must have forgotten to take it with me, and no one's touched it since. It was still right there.
Cyrus looks like a struggling single parent. Oh.
I was at the Academia earlier to discuss my workload with Nephis. I swung by the old office to have a look around and just happened to cross it.
I wonder who took the photo.
Well, time flies. Look how tiny you are in this picture. Still a kid.
Small Hamacha.
You look quite young yourself in
Mahasmalcha.
that one. Ah, it's this one. I remember
Oh.
that. Lisa took it, didn't she?
That does sound like Lisa.
Yep. Looks like her work, all right. Who else could have found just the right angle to make me look so unbelievably hideous?
And this one. Looks like we're both dozing off.
Oh, cheeky girl. Taking secret photos of us without our knowledge.
Is there something you'd like to say to me, Professor?
Like what? Like, these are good photos, aren't they? Hey, at moments like this, I hardly know where to begin. I can't pretend I'm a good person. Bamoon had every reason to despise me. And well, so do you if you feel the same way.
Don't be ridiculous, you old codger.
Is that not what you wanted me to say? Oh, I've dreamt of that place many times after leaving the desert. Sometimes I've dreamed that I was doing research with them again. And other times, I dream of the day they saved my life. Oh, it was one of the happiest times of my life. We all learned so much from one another. You've matured so much over the years, Cyno.
Oh, that sun glare kind of hurts.
Since you're my professor, I should save you some face by not calling you out on all the non-answers you just gave. So, I will do the right thing and keep my mouth shut.
Good thinking. Take your own advice next time. Seriously, why bully an old man like me? I thought heroes were supposed to be gracious.
I hope your knees are okay, Cyrus.
Hey, wait, how did I not notice this one earlier?
Hmm?
Lisa strikes again. Just how many did she take?
Look how cute you were when you were little. I remember how well-mannered you were back then, too.
Yeah, and look how serious and professional you used to be.
Oh, I can't compete with you anymore. First you get better than me at the deadpan jokes, and now you're besting me at those little quips, too.
Everything the light touches. Yeah, it's so
Don't say
cute.
that. I still have a lot of respect for you.
That's more like it. Hey, what would you say to meeting up with Lisa again sometime?
I'd like that. Let's find a time and pay her a visit in Mondstadt.
All right, I'll add it to my schedule. Let's go next week. Wait, no. Next
There
week
it
is
is.
the tomato growing competition. I have got to beat Zaha Hadi.
Or you could find a real hobby, Professor.
No! That would mean the end of a 10-season-long, franchise. That's cute.
Time has passed too quickly. The children have all grown up. But it turns out grown-up kids are no use. When Nephis comes after me, Cyno still can't do anything to protect me. Oh, that boy.
Great view today. This atmosphere calls for a joke out of left field, to catch the listener unawares.
Is that the joke? Because catch and... Well, actually, I don't even know if they have baseball, so... Huh. I suppose I, based my, assumptions baselessly. Oh, it was a baseball joke! Well, dang. Alrighty. I am incredibly over my time. I am going to go and find somebody to read. Oh wow, that's a lot of people streaming right now. I mean... I feel like though, even if he does have sub-only mode, it's fitting if we raid Sayu. Like, of all times, this is the time when we would raid Sayu. And I think, I see why he's in sub-only mode, because like, he's doing this quest. So, you know. I don't think he would want to like, chance spoilers. It's totally understandable. So, that is where I will be sending you guys, just because it's very fitting. There, have that as a send-off. And, I'll be turning a quarter century old tomorrow. Actually, I just misremembered my age last time. It's a little bit over that now. Well, I am... Oh shoot, he's like in the latter half of it now. The latter bit of it. But yeah, I will not be streaming on Friday because of birthday reasons. Gonna be hanging out with some friends. But I will be back on Monday to finish up Kave's quest. I did not forget about Kave. He even showed up. But I did not forget him. We will finish that. And then maybe I'll go back to the Jet quest. If I haven't forgotten anything else, which is very like me, actually. I forget a lot of things. Easy to forget. What happened to the last two songs? I did them off stream. Wind Trace? Oh yeah! Ooh, that could be fun. Maybe... wait, hold on. What day is that day? Wait, no. I might be doing something else. Okay, I'll keep you posted. I might be doing something else on Monday. I just realized the date. Perhaps. I'm not sure. Who knows anymore? Not me. Everything is okay. I'm gonna send you guys over to Sayu now. Take care. Rest all. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.